Hi, welcome back to Just the Facts. I'm Constable Kyle Zachary. Let's jump right into it. Our first question is a follow-up question from our last episode about becoming a peacekeeper. This viewer wants to know if there has ever been a non-native peacekeeper and if that would disqualify a candidate from becoming a peacekeeper. The answer to this question is no, we've never had a non-native member amongst the peacekeepers. In fact, the Kahnawake Peacekeepers are the only First Nations police service in all of North America that is staffed entirely with First Nations people. But that doesn't disqualify a candidate if they wish to apply to become a peacekeeper. We don't discriminate based on ethnicity. The reality of the situation is a non-native person would have a pretty difficult time policing here, but that doesn't disqualify them. We've had non-native applicants in the past. They didn't move forward, not because of their ethnicity, but because they weren't the best candidates for the job at the time. So if you were planning to apply, go ahead and apply. It's not going to hurt your chances. The next question comes to us from a viewer, and she asks, in the summer, the PKs added ATVs to their fleet for patrolling off-road areas. Are similar measures being put to use for the winter months? So it's true, the peacekeepers did add newer ATVs. We've had ATVs before. They're not used for patrolling per se. They're more utility equipment to help an officer gain access to an area that a patrol car wouldn't normally be able to get to. We don't use the ATVs for normal patrol because they aren't road vehicles and we can't just drive them anywhere. The same thing for the peacekeepers' boat. You didn't know we had a boat, did you? Well, we do, but it can only be used in certain situations that happen on the water. The reason the ATVs aren't used in normal patrol is because sometimes a situation will arise where an officer has to respond to a situation at a high speed. Officer safety is public safety, because if an officer is hurt in the line of duty, then they can't effectively police the territory. And finally, we're going to talk about messaging the peacekeepers. Recently, the peacekeepers have expanded our social media presence. So the peacekeepers now have a Twitter page, an Instagram, a YouTube channel, and our Facebook page on top of all of that. People will often message these accounts directly for calls for service. And this is not advisable. The social media pages aren't monitored by the on-duty teams, so there will be a great delay in getting the information to the dispatch. If your situation is an emergency and you message us through one of our social media accounts, it could be a while before that message is viewed by anyone. The best way to get in touch with the peacekeepers is to call our phone line directly, 450-632-6505. You can message our social media accounts for any other reasons, but for calls for assistance, for aid, call the dispatch directly because they're the direct feed to the officers on the road. They can respond to your emergency much more efficiently. And the same can be said for messaging officers directly. I know we live in a small community, everybody knows everybody, but you cannot message an officer directly. You have to go through the dispatch line, 450-632-6505. And that'll be it for us here on Just the Facts. Go check out our new social media accounts. Just the Facts isn't a Facebook exclusive thing anymore. Now we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and it's much easier for everyone involved. You can submit your questions to Just the Facts on any one of those platforms. So until next time, take care of each other, stay safe, e Algoa.